So, here on this channel we do a tier list Tuesday, and I know that this one's come out on Thursday, and I'm not looking great at the moment on these tier list Tuesdays, but yeah, this is going to be our third one. If you want to go back and look at our other two, what I've done so far, it was a solo Legends one and a Weapons one. If you want to go back and have a look, feel free. Just back on my channel the last couple of weeks. And today we're going to go over the Heirlooms. So I just want to get a little bit of context on this. If I head over to the store and go to Mythics, okay, we'll start off on the Prestige skins. I have 2 of the 4. I don't have the Bang or the Bloodhound one. I also do have 150 shards to spend at some point. And Heirlooms wise, I think I'm missing 3. I'm missing the Loba, the Valk, and the Caustic Hammer. Yeah, the Death Hammer. I've got all the other ones. So I have, and I do also have Wraiths, both of Wraiths. Can I look at that? Anyway, I have both of Wraiths, the red one and the standard one. Hope's Dawn and Hope's Dusk, I think they're called. But yeah, all I'm saying here is I have quite a good sway on what ones I like. Obviously, it's my own opinion at the end of the day, but I have a lot of experience of most of these heirlooms, and I've got kind of over 1,000 kills with almost all the legends on the game. So I think the best way to do this will be just to kind of explain myself and then just have a look at the heirloom and the animations of things. I'm not going to put gameplay into this because gameplay is not really going to show off the heirlooms. If I just put in like the animation, the running animation for each one, then we'll just kind of go over what I like and dislike about it. So now, let's get into this tier list. So my one at the bottom of the D tier, this is actually the only one in the D tier for me. I think most of these things are pretty cool, see. And it is going to be this Bloodhound Prestige skin. It's just wrong. I love the finisher, but it should just look better than it does. The colour scheme's off, I think, and it just could be way better. Like, Bloodhound has this, like, Predator kind of vibe to him, like the film's Predator, and, he can look so much cooler, and I think even Bloodhound mains are pretty disappointed with this. Bloodhound has a lot of cool skins, and some of his skins are better than his Prestige skin, which, I mean, that can be the case, but it shouldn't be, and I just think this Prestige skin was a big letdown. So, my first of 6 in the C tier is the Ash Heirloom. Now, the Ash Heirloom's a weird one. It's obviously quite a new one. The animations are kind of cool. But honestly, this thing's off the screen when you run and stuff. Like, you hardly see it. And the hard thing that's actually making this C tier and not D is this animation right here. This rat makes this heirloom better than it actually is. I have this heirloom. I've used Ash a fair bit. And yeah, it's just disappointing, to be honest. The animations are okay, but they're a bit kind of samey apart from the cool rat one. So the rat is literally carrying this to C tier for me. So another one in C tier is the Valk Heirloom. Now, the Valk Heirloom for me is actually one I don't have, so my kind of thoughts on this one might be a bit wrong. But for me, it just doesn't look right on the screen. I think I have a weird thing where if the Legends thing, if it's too big, it kind of gets to me, and if it's held in both hands, it just kind of winds me up. I know that's really weird. The animations are cool. I just don't really, first of all, I don't really like playing Valk. Like, Valk is someone I don't really play very often, and I just don't like this heirloom that much. But I know a lot of people play Valk. There's a lot of Valk mains out there, so I'm sure a lot of you do like this one. Next in the C tier, we have the Mirage one. Now, the Mirage kind of statue, trophy, it's just one of them ones that it came out a long time ago, and obviously the animations are kind of cool, but it just doesn't really fit like an heirloom. It's not really a weapon. And what really winds me up is they really missed a trick when they didn't give Mirage a pork chop. If you don't know about Mirage, and his pork chop is his favourite food, he has loads of lines about it. And imagine you could run around hitting people with a pork chop. I've just been salty about that since this one came out. So I'm never going to put this any higher than a C tier unless he gets a pork chop. So the second of the Prestige skins today, the Bangalore one. Now, Bangalore just has better skins for me. That's all it is. The finisher is really, really cool on this one, and I think it's one of the best finishers in the game. But I just think the skin, how it looks, isn't that great. So just look at these Bangalore skins, for example. I would say there's like 5 that I just think are better. So these first 2 are pretty cool. What else we got? Probably none of them. But then you got that one, pretty cool. I don't know. For me, that's just like all these skins are pretty cool. That one actually looks like the skin. And yeah, so for me, there's just too many skins that look better than the actual Prestige one for me. And that's why it's down this low. So the next one in the C tier is going to be the Caustic Prestige skin. Now I've actually got this one, so we can go into my gameplay and have a look. So the top tier is right there, and I actually think that the first tier looks kind of cool. I love the first tier one more than the other ones. The finisher, I can't argue that is cool. All the Prestige finishers are pretty damn cool. My issue with this one is it's once again not one of the best skins he has. I think that there's more that just suit him way better. I don't know what it is. A lot of these skins, I hate the Deputy of Death skin. Something about that skin I really hate. But like that skin there, look at that Sweet Dream skin. It almost like has more effort than this. And it's not quite right. So the last one in the C tier is going to be another caustic one, and it's going to be his Death Hammer. Now this one for me, it's just one of them ones that's too big, and once again I don't have this, so it's one of them kind of I've not had, so I couldn't have a huge opinion on it. I really like the animations, and I think the caustic hammer actually suits him really well. I hate his running animation with it when you see him running and he kind of carries it with two hands. It kind of goes back to that old thing I said before. So we're into the B tier now. This is going to be like where the kind of mediocre ones stand and the ones that I kind of like but I just have some gripes with. So let's go into this Pathfinder one. The animations of this one are kind of cool, and this is one of the first heirlooms that had animations on it as well. I think this will be getting recolored soon because it's quite a popular character, and I just really think he has a lot of cool animations anyway. But my biggest issue I have with this is just the fact that they're so big on the screen. Like, you run and you just kind of like can't see things, and it kind of winds me up. I still use like every heirloom. It doesn't wind me up to a point where like I won't use it. But these are just a bit too big on the screen, I think. I'm not sure how they could really sort that out. Like, if you use Sears Heirloom, for example, it's not as big, but the boxing gloves are quite bulky things, so it just kind of comes down to that. But yeah, cool heirloom, but just slightly too big for me. Next one in the B tier is the Cold Steel Bangalore Heirloom. Now, I actually quite like this one. I think the running animations are cool, and I think this actually suits her really well. I love how she crosses her arms as well when she kind of slides like that. Really cool. But for me, it's just like there's not enough to it. It's just quite basic still. It does suit her really well, and kind of the whole Bangalore kit is pretty basic, and she is pretty basic. She's like a soldier, which is pretty cool. I like the heirloom. That's why it's in the B tier. This tier I do like. I'm not saying I dislike it. It's just down there for yeah, just not enough to it for me. But yeah, once again, it's a really nice heirloom, and I play Bangalore a fair bit. Always use it. So next up in the B tier is the Watson Heirloom. Now this kind of weather gun looking thing is an interesting one, because it's not, you don't really call it a weapon, but it does suit Watson really well, and the animations are pretty cool. This was actually one of the first heirlooms that had really in-depth animations. Obviously the animation that carries it pretty hard is the Nessie one, as we'll see in a second. But yeah, it's a decent heirloom. I love that she spins it when she starts running, and here is the Nessie animation, which carries it pretty damn hard. I remember when this came out, everyone was kind of going crazy about it. But yeah, pretty cool heirloom. I play Watson a fair bit as well, especially in ranked. So yeah, I do get a lot of use out of this heirloom. So next up is the Loba Heirloom. Now this is quite a relatively new one, and I don't actually have this one. But I've seen a lot of gameplay, a lot of like scrims and competitive people. There's a lot of Loba gameplay out there. So I've seen a lot of Loba. And I really like the look of this heirloom, and I'm really tempted to actually make this the next heirloom I probably purchase. I don't know yet 100%, but I might do. I don't really play a lot of Loba, but I really like the look of this heirloom, and it just suits her really well. So the final one in the B tier for me. Now this is going to be the best prestige skin, and yes, I'm a Wraith main, so I might be a bit controversial, but for me there's actually enough in this skin to make it decent. There's a lot of like, the cape's cool, and it has like moving stars in the background. It's like a metallic skin, quite a cool looking skin. Obviously I have pretty much every Wraith skin in the game. Oh my Christ, look at that. And this is one of the top tier ones in my opinion. There's a lot of cool ones out there, obviously. A really good one actually came out really recently. But for me, this is one of the coolest ones. And the finisher, as you can see... Oh, that's the wrong one. Let me just go on to there. Yeah, finisher is really cool. Love that. So moving on to the A tier now. These are the top tier heirlooms for me. Not the top tier. The top tier though. These ones are all really nice, but they just don't quite get to that top tier for me. So Crypto. Now this is going to be one that not a lot of people have, and this heirloom is lovely. First of all, I'll just get it out here, and every animation this thing has is lovely. He runs with it like this, and it's like a different animation to every other legend in the game. No one else has an animation that runs like this, and it's really off the screen, and whenever you slide, it's kind of at the bottom, and he does a little animation every time. And honestly, the animations that come with this thing are just cool anyway. It suits him so well, and this heirloom is, I think, it's stepped on by a lot of people. It is one of the best ones for me, and it was close to being an S tier for me, to be honest, because I really do like it, but A tier is a pretty high mark. So next up in the A tier we have Gibby's heirloom. Now this one is really nice for me. It suits him amazingly well. They couldn't have done anything better for this heirloom, and honestly the running animations, the hit animations, everything about it. I love when you like you get out of a crouch and he does this. He like spins it around, and you can also, when you hit people, it is yeah, it just looks like it hurts. It makes that noise as well. Yeah, it is a lovely heirloom, and easily an A tier for me. Is one of them heirlooms that a lot of people don't have, because obviously Gibby just isn't that great to play with, and a lot of people just don't like playing with Gibby. But honestly, if you have shards and you do play Gibby sometimes, I'd really recommend buying this heirloom. It is so nice to use. Next in the A tier we have Rampart. Now I just realised that the last like 3 legends I've used are really like low used legends on this game, so not a lot of people probably have these heirlooms. But yeah, Rampart's one is another one that's so slept on for me. First of all, the animations on this thing are really, really nice. It suits her perfectly, being like a ratchet-y spanner, and there is nothing that you want more of a Rampart, really. The animations are cool. There's actually a chewing gum one that I'll try and get up here now. This, yeah, everyone on this thing is cool as hell. Also, I will mention that the when you run, it does like this. She does this like spinny thing with it. You see that? And that's just a little thing that I don't know. I really like stuff like that. But yeah, look at that sticker on the bottom there. Lovely. And this is the chewing gum one. She gets chewing gum out of her mouth. Uses that to stick it down. Yeah, all around this heirloom is really, really underrated in my opinion. So the next one in the A tier is Octane. Now, I don't think there's a better heirloom in the game that kind of suits the legend so well. This thing is perfect for Octane. I love this. I love it because there's a couple things that just make it like really special because of Octane. And I love how he used Stim and he puts that in front of him. It just kind of sums him up like as a character. And yeah, I love it. The animations on these things, it's kind of one of the OG heirlooms, so it doesn't have a lot of really, really good animations, but it's the kind of one that will get like recolored, and it will probably have some really incredible animations on it after that. So the final one in the A tier for me is going to be Lifeline Shock Sticks. Now this one is kind of like an OG one again. It came out a long, long time ago, and I think this will also be recolored at some point soon. But this heirloom is still pretty cool. I really like the running animations on this, and there's a bit of a lack of animations. As you can see, there's literally just this one. But the running animation is pretty cool. I like how she has both in her hands and she crosses them. How she hits people with them are pretty cool. And all around, it's a nice heirloom. It's kind of small, suits her well, and yeah. For me, it's one of the best heirlooms in the game, and I do have a lot of kills with Lifeline, so I've used the crap out of this one. But yeah, once again, I think it'll get recolored and it'll look even better, so I can't wait for that, and to see some more animations on this thing will be really, really nice. So we've made it onto the S tier. Now, there's going to be some controversy, I'm sure, but first one for me is going to be one of the biggest heirlooms in the game, which is going to be Revenant's. This thing just suits him too well to not be the highest tier it can be. I don't use Rev a lot. I've got about 1,000 kills of him. I love how you when you do run, he does actually spin it. It's really nice. And this thing does have some really, really nice animations. But if you think about it, what else could Rev have? This is like the top tier of someone can have an heirloom, and Rev's character all around is so good. The animations are cool, it suits him perfectly, so I just don't see how it can't be an S tier. It might be a little bit bulky, but he does kind of put it to the side when you run, and it's not as bulky as, say, like Pathfinder and stuff, so it's acceptable. I can't wait for this Rev Reborn kind of rework for him, so he actually might be very playable. Yeah, I love playing Rev, I love everything about him. Yes, I know, the Seer is disgusting to play against. Some people that play him are just kind of annoying at the moment, but his heirloom hits different. It is lovely. So let's go into this. First of all, the animation to get it out is really nice. His running animation, I think running animations are like the top tier thing that you should look out for. It's not like often you do the animations or anything like that. Obviously, it does have decent animations, but to be fair, this one's really in depth as well. But yeah, the running animations for me are like one of the top tier things that actually do it. Interesting he chose to draw Rampart there. I think he does draw Loba on one of them as well. But yeah, I love these things. I think that they suit him so well. And when you run, you get like the cool little, yeah, I love that. And the animations are cool to hit people with as well. And this does really suit him well. For me, it's like I don't know, it just looks nice when you're running with it. I think it's the two-handed ones that I have a bit of a thing for as well. I love like the Lifeline as well. And yeah, this one's just really, really nice. So we're almost there. Another S tier one is going to be Bloodhound. So this axe is pretty damn cool. For me, I think it's called the Raven's Bite. But yeah, for me, this is one of the OG heirlooms again, and some of the OG ones just seem to have the best designs. There's a couple of things. This actually has one animation, and I think this will be the next one that gets recolored, because I just think a lot of people love this heirloom. It's got there's a lot of Bloodhound mains out there. It's got a lot of potential to be really cool, and the animations could be so nice. I love that when you run, he kind of like swings it round and then like gets it back in his hand like that. And when you hit people, it's an axe. How can you not love it? It's just he does the whole like up or down, like the downwards hit with it, and it's yeah, this looks great. Love this heirloom, and I really hope they do recolor this one, because it will be one that I probably buy, because it is a pretty damn cool heirloom. So the final one in the S tier. Now, is there anyone that doesn't put this in the S tier? Like, I know a lot of people hate Wraith mains, and yeah, they can be annoying, they leave the game, they run off, and whatever. But how can you not love this Heirloom? It, in every way, is the cleanest one, and it has a recolor now. Obviously, this is the recolor. We've got all new animations for it, and some of them are amazing. You actually have a special crouch animation as well that a lot of people probably don't even know about, but if you crouch and you do the inspect, you do like a W, and it actually stays there. You can move around it, and it does stay there for a couple seconds. But pretty cool. One of the main things about this is just this little running animation as well. A lot of people love it, and you'll see a lot of Wraith people running around doing all the old inspects and stuff. But yeah, with the new animations they put onto this thing, some of them just look incredibly good. And the recolor is, I think the recolor is nice. I do run it preferably to the other one, but both of them have their own little things, and they do both look really, really nice. But I just don't know if anyone can not put the Wraith one in the highest S tier possible. I just think it's easily the best one in the game. But once again, I'm a bit of a Wraith main. I've got about 11 to 12,000 kills with Wraith, so she is my most killed with Legend. And yeah, that might help towards it. But for me, it's just nice. And you also, with this, you actually also get this, which is kind of cool. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you know, it's not a bad thing to have. Yeah, pretty cool. But that there pretty sums up my tier list. So I know there's a few things there. Obviously on screen you can see it there, and that is what we're going to come out with. If you disagree with any, or you want to let me know what you think of some other ones, just let me know in the comments. I'm quite interested to know. I have a lot of heirlooms, and yeah, I'm kind of a bit of a collector of these things at this point. But you can see from a lot of my gameplay that I do run the heirlooms on all of these characters anyway. But yeah, I love the heirlooms. I think it adds a bit more to the game. But yeah, let me know who your list, if you have a list, send it to me. I'd be interested to see. But yeah, tell me what is your favourite heirloom and why. That's what I want to know in the comments. And hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I know this is supposed to be out on Tuesday because we do tier list Tuesdays here, but this is a tier list Thursday today. Apologies for that, but yeah, can't always be on time. At least I got out eventually. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace out for now.